Picture this: a former UFC champion, battered but unbowed, steps into the cage to face a Dutch juggernaut who's been mowing down opponents like a runaway freight train. On July 26, 2025, at UFC Fight Night in Abu Dhabi, Robert "The Reaper" Whittaker clashes with Reinier "The Dutch Knight" De Ridder in a middleweight battle that could shake up the division. Will Whittaker reclaim his path to glory, or will De Ridder's unstoppable rise crush another legend? Stick around, because this is Prime Bio, and we're diving deep into the fight you can't afford to miss. Welcome to Prime Bio, your go-to channel for the ultimate UFC fight breakdowns, fighter stories, and everything MMA. I'm BG, and today, we're hyping up the main event of UFC Fight Night, Whittaker vs. De Ridder, happening live from the stunning Etihad Arena in Abu Dhabi on July 26, 2025. This middleweight showdown is more than just a fight. It's a collision of grit, skill, and redemption. Robert Whittaker, the former champ, is looking to bounce back from a brutal loss, while Reinier De Ridder, the former One Championship star, is riding a wave of knockouts in the UFC. Who's got the edge? Let's break it down. But before we dive in, hit that subscribe button and ring the bell so you never miss a fight breakdown from Prime Bio. Let's get into the tales of these warriors. Let's start with Robert Whittaker, the Aussie legend known as The Reaper. This guy's been a fan favorite since he burst onto the scene on The Ultimate Fighter. The Smashes back in 2012, winning the welterweight tournament with his relentless pace and razor-sharp striking. Whittaker's journey to the top was epic. Moving up to middleweight, he racked up a 9-fight win streak, including victories over legends like Yoel Romero and Jacare Souza. In 2017, he claimed the interim UFC middleweight title against Romero at UFC 213, later becoming the undisputed champ. But the road hasn't been smooth. Whittaker's title reign was cut short by Israel Adesanya at UFC 243 in 2019, a knockout loss that stung. Since then, he's faced the division's elite. Think Dricus Du Plessis and Khamzat Chimaev. His most recent fight at UFC 308 in October 2024 was a nightmare. Chimaev submitted him in the first round with a face crank that left Whittaker with displaced teeth and a damaged jaw. Ouch. But don't count him out. Before that loss, Whittaker was on fire, with a unanimous decision win over Paulo Costa and a first-round knockout of Ikram Aliskerov in June 2024. At 34, ranked number 5 in the middleweight division, Whittaker's still got the skills to reclaim his spot at the top. Whittaker's rise was built on heart and precision, but his recent fall against Chimaev showed he's human. This fight against De Ridder is his chance to prove he's still a title contender. Can he shake off the rust and remind us why he's called the Reaper? Let's talk about his opponent. Enter Reinier De Ridder, the Dutch Knight, a 6 feet 4 inches grappling wizard turned knockout machine. This guy's story is wild. A former One Championship double champ, holding both the middleweight and light heavyweight titles, De Ridder dominated with his suffocating jiu-jitsu. But after back-to-back losses to Anatoly Malikin in one, he made the leap to the UFC in November 2024, and he's been unstoppable since. De Ridder's UFC run is straight-up scary. In less than 6 months, he's 3-0, all stoppages. He submitted Gerald Meerschaert, TKO'd Kevin Holland, and just last weekend at UFC Des Moines, he shocked the world by knocking out the hyped-up Bo Nickel in the second round with a brutal knee to the body. That win earned him a $50,000 Performance of the Night bonus and shot him to number 12 in the middleweight rankings. At 34, De Ridder's size, 4 inches taller and with a 4.5-inch reach advantage over Whittaker, combined with his judo throws and newfound striking power, makes him a nightmare matchup. De Ridder's rise in the UFC has been meteoric, but his fall in One Championship showed he's not invincible. He's called out Whittaker, predicting a stoppage win, even saying, "I'm a striker now, forget jiu-jitsu." Bold words, but can he back it up against a seasoned vet like Whittaker? Let's dive into the conflict. This fight is a classic clash of styles with a twist. Whittaker's game is all about striking precision. His blitzes, head movement, and cardio let him overwhelm opponents over 5 rounds. He's got 10 knockouts in his career and a knack for outpointing grapplers like Romero. But De Ridder? He's a grappling beast with 13 submission wins, including black belt level jiu-jitsu. His judo throws and single-leg takedowns could drag Whittaker to the mat, where the Reaper has been vulnerable, as we saw against Chimaev. But here's the kicker. De Ridder's evolving. His recent knockouts show he's not just a ground guy anymore. That knee to Nickel's body? Lethal. He's got power, confidence, and a size advantage. Whittaker, though, thrives as the underdog. He's faced taller fighters before and used his speed to close the distance. The conflict here is simple. Can Whittaker keep this standing and outstrike De Ridder, or will the Dutch Knight overwhelm him with pressure and drag him to the ground? Oh, and let's not forget, this could be a title eliminator. The winner might face the victor of Dricus Du Plessis vs Khamzat Chimaev at UFC 319. The betting odds are tight. Whittaker's at -145. De Ridder at +125. Fans on X are buzzing, with some saying De Ridder's size and momentum give him the edge, while others think Whittaker's experience will shut him down. What do you think? Drop your prediction in the comments below. This card is stacked. The co-main event was supposed to feature Movsar Evloev versus Aaron Pico in a featherweight banger, but Evloev's injury means Pico might face a replacement or get rebooked for UFC 319. Don't sleep on these other fights. Petr Yan versus Marcus McGee in bantamweight, Shara Magomedov versus Marc-Andre Barriault in middleweight, and Amanda Ribas versus Tabitha Ricci in strawweight. Plus, keep an eye on Nikita Krylov versus Bogdan Guskov at light heavyweight. This card is fire. The stakes are massive. For Whittaker, a win puts him back in the title conversation, erasing the sting of his loss to Chimaev. For De Ridder, a victory over a former champ like Whittaker could fast-track him to a title shot in just his 4th UFC fight. This is career-defining stuff, folks. Why should you care? Because this fight is about redemption, legacy, and proving who belongs at the top. Whittaker's been to the mountaintop, but his recent fall has doubters questioning if he's still got it. De Ridder, meanwhile, is the new kid on the block, carrying the weight of his one championship legacy and a chip on his shoulder after his losses there. This isn't just a fight, it's a war of wills. Will Whittaker's experience and heart prevail, or will De Ridder's size, momentum, and hunger steal the show? The MMA world is split. Some say Whittaker's too battle-tested to lose to an up-and-comer. Others think De Ridder's on a mission to shock the world. One thing's for sure, July 26th at Etihad Arena is gonna be electric. Tune in at 3 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time on ABC or ESPN Plus to catch every second of this middleweight masterpiece. My prediction: this is tough. Whittaker's got the edge in striking and fight experience, but De Ridder's size and grappling could be a game-changer. I'm leaning toward Whittaker by decision if he keeps it standing, but if De Ridder gets a takedown, it's his fight to lose. Either way, we're in for a banger. Who do you got? Whittaker or De Ridder? Let's get those predictions in the comments. This is why we love the UFC. Heart-pounding moments, rivalries, and fighters leaving it all in the cage. Don't miss UFC Fight Night. Whittaker vs. De Ridder, live from Abu Dhabi. That's it for today's breakdown on Prime Bio. If you love this deep dive into Whittaker vs. De Ridder, smash that like button, hit subscribe, and ring the bell so you never miss a fight preview, breakdown, or MMA story from us. Want more? Check out our playlist on UFC's biggest rivalries in the description. Follow us on X for real-time fight updates, and join the Prime Bio community in the comments. Tell us who you're rooting for. Until next time, keep your gloves up, and we'll see you for the next big fight.